Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the court and welcome the 50 greatest NBA players of all time. Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain,
Welcome back to The Jump. We're all like, ooh, what color jacket did everybody have? Those jackets were, those were good to have this time.
Leathers.
Paul Pierce even yesterday said he wants one of those jackets. So they still hot. Where's yours?
I want one too.
Oh, there we go. Welcome to our front office insider, Minal Hassan. Our friends at the Undefeated.com did indeed release, as you saw, their updated NBA Top 50 Greatest Players list. Now, this originally debuted, we remember, back in the 90s. 14 players were added, which means 14 got to go. Byron, before we even got through this list, we said, well, Byron's going to want to talk James Worthy. So just start.
Well, I was like, wait a minute, don't take my man off. The clever man, James Worthy, Statue of Liberty, one of the greatest small forwards of all time. Can't be off that list. I just don't see it, Scotty. I was so disappointed when I read this list. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go to sleep tonight. But I ain't gonna sleep well tonight, man, because James deserves to be on that list still.
Right.
Especially after some of the names I saw that's added.
Is that homerism or is he right?
No, I think he's right, but the problem is, it's again what we talk about. It's like when people say, well, he should have been an all-star. Well, who are you taking off the list?
Right.
And so that's the question. So I'm not sure that I'm cool that James Worthy's off the list, but also look some of these names and I'm saying, well,
they put on the list.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to who else is on and who they took off, Scotty, there was no doubt you were staying on the list. Let's not kid ourselves.
Thank you to the committee.
Who were you most disappointed? We knew James Worthy was going to bother him. Who bothered you that they took off?
I would say Pistol Pete.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think that his name, his legacy,
what he meant to the game.
And what he's meant to the game. It's just, every kid looks at this guy's past and how he played the game, and now we see how it's transcend into today's game. I mean, you look at how Kyrie played, Steph Curry plays, and it's just tough to see his name getting removed because his name almost goes with
the
basketball.
game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's always tough when you're comparing players between eras.
Yeah.
By definition, players today are going to be faster and stronger, and they evolve as the game evolves. Are you judging a guy for how good he was in his era, or judging it as a group?
Well, I think a lot of times also you look at guys who are playing a futuristic brand of basketball in their era. So that's a guy that
Pistol Pete.
Yep.
Pistol Pete, but another guy that most people kind of forget about, Elgin Baylor. If you watch Elgin Baylor, Elgin Baylor plays like a modern NBA player, but he played at a time when no one was doing that.
Right.
Yep.
So it's kind of weird to have guys like that. For me, Clyde Drexler is a guy.
Right.
This is a guy at the time, it was Michael Jordan's the best shooting guard, and Clyde Drexler's the second best shooting guard in the league for a long time. And there have been other great two guards that have come through in this league since, but the idea that somehow Clyde's legacy now has been not tarnished, but it's just
lessened in some way.
And weathered, and like, oh yeah, Clyde Drexler was okay. He wasn't okay. This guy was one of the best shooting guards that we saw in an era where there were a lot of great shooting guards.
All right, so I want to read off some of the names that were added. Tim Duncan, you're not going to really argue with that, right?
No.
LeBron James, Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Garnett, Reggie Miller, Kobe Bryant, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen. I'm starting to hear murmurs here from the crew. Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, Kevin Durant, Dwayne Wade, Allen Iverson, Steph Curry, all added. Right? I mean, look, the highlights look good, right? They look good in this
Some of this
role.
feels like, I don't want to be that guy, but how old were the people doing this, man? Definitely, they looked at some of these names like, I don't know who this guy is, but I know who this guy is.
Right.
And that's
But guys, let's just be honest. 50 players,
It's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough.
I mean, I could think of 50 great players on the Lakers.
Right.
Throughout their
next to one of
franchise. Yeah, I got this guy right here. I mean, it's some names on this list that's been added that I could argue for this guy.
Yeah. Well, you're going to say Steve Nash is what got a lot of people this morning, and you're going to sit there and say, come on.
I am going to say, come on. Because, again, when we talk about, we just talk about Pistol Pete and seeing what kind of influence he's had. Again, we talk about futuristic basketball before. Look at how everyone plays now. Look what we expect out of our point guards. That's Steve Nash right there. So I don't even, to me, it's kind of weird. There's another name who didn't make this list that I'm surprised Gary Payton on this list.
Wow.
Right.
And yeah,
a great name.
I think what really surprises me to the ad is Reggie Miller.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt like why he wasn't on the first team.
Right.
You know, he was making threes. He's one of the top scorers that's ever played the game. Why wasn't he on the first team? And now all of a sudden he's
what happened?
been able to push his way
Well,
through.
the original team was 96, 97, I think. So maybe that's.
That was his
So
prime.
you
No,
telling
I know
me?
that was his prime, but I think maybe sometimes when a guy's in his prime, we're like, oh, well, let's wait till this could go on another 5 years. This could, I don't know. I don't know how the NBA did it. 50 players is tough. That's how they did it back then. I don't know.
Reggie got
Ray
drafted
Allen.
with me in '87.
Right.
And I guess in '96, his career took off.
I guess so. Boom, boom. Not if you ask Knicks fans, but that's an entirely different issue. Ray Allen got some question marks today. This is why we like this stuff, though, because you get to argue it.
Love you, Reggie.
Exactly. I love Reggie.
I love Reggie.
There's a lot of love for Reggie Miller on this show. I don't want to
my guy.
make nobody
That's
should
my
get the wrong
man.
impression. There's a lot of love for Reggie Miller
No
on
doubt
this
about
panel.
it.